All right, good morning and thanks for watching our daily 4 News Now coronavirus report. I'm Derek Dice. Developing this morning, initial results show the experimental drug remdesivir could speed recovery in coronavirus patients. Dr. Anthony Fauci calls it an important proof of concept because what it has proven is that a drug can block this virus. In Brooklyn, dozens of decomposing bodies were discovered in trucks parked outside a funeral home, and it's not clear if those people died of COVID-19. Positive news out of South Korea, reporting no new cases for the first time since February 29th. Similar success looked within reach in Australia and New Zealand. Today marks 100 days since the first confirmed case of COVID-19 here in Washington. Spokane County is reporting 355 people have tested positive. 21 have died from it. Only 1.6% of the population in Spokane County has tested positive for the virus, though. In Cooney County, 61 people have the virus and still no one has died from it. Governor Brad Little will speak to Idaho this morning at 10 o'clock about the first stage of his 4-step plan to reopen the state. The governor's plan is supposed to go into effect tomorrow. Each stage would run for 2 weeks and, if successful, would allow for more restrictions to be lifted. In stage 1, some retailers, daycares, camps, and places of worship can reopen if they follow physical distancing and proper cleaning rules. When Governor Little speaks at 10 o'clock, we will carry that news conference on the 4 News Now Facebook page. New unemployment numbers show nearly 19% of the nation's workforce is out of a job this morning. Another 3.8 million people filed for unemployment benefits last week. If you still need to file for unemployment, head to our website. There you'll find key steps to take when filling out a claim, as well as several helpful resources. Just find this story on KXLY.com. The Federal Reserve is painting a bleak picture of the second quarter following one of the worst quarters since the recession. In the first quarter of the year, the U.S. economy shrank by an astounding 4.8%. The chairman of the Federal Reserve says he believes the coronavirus economy is the worst the U.S. has ever seen. He went on to say even as businesses begin to reopen, it will take time for the country to heal. To help, he says we will keep interest rates low and push for another large stimulus package. It's what many people in Washington expected, but Governor Jay Inslee says the stay-home order will not be lifted next week. He said the reopening of the economy will have to happen in stages, but he won't say what those are until tomorrow. Inslee is keeping an eye on a number of tests being done, hospital capacity, and the number of new daily cases. Here in eastern Washington, all signs are pointing in the right direction to open the economy sooner. Inslee says he's thinking about letting different parts of the state do that, but a decision hasn't been made on that just yet. It's something Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward has been pushing for.
Gotten insight that we might be able to open up. People want to get back to work. Business owners want to save their businesses. So all I would say is that there is hope that we will be opening sometime soon.
Woodward says there's a plan being worked on right now to see which businesses might be able to open if this regional approach happens. Now, of course, everyone is itching to get things back to normal. Some restaurants that closed about a month ago are slowly reopening. Downriver Grill had a few chefs in the kitchen yesterday, but operations definitely weren't what they were before the pandemic. The same goes for Market Street Pizza Parlor. Both restaurants opened up about a month after being closed. Now they and others are going through what some restaurants did when the stay-home order first went into effect.
It's definitely a different feeling for us, but we're going to adapt to it and we're going to do the best we can throughout this whole thing and look with positive eyes towards when we can open again and do dine-in.
We're back. We're lucky to be back. And we're just going to keep on keeping on. That's all you can do right now.
Thanks to a small business loan, both businesses were able to reopen. You may soon be able to walk back into a Starbucks and order your favorite drink. The company says it plans to reopen 90% of its stores by June. They will have reduced hours and plan on making drive-through ordering easier, adding curbside deliveries, and even starting an entryway handoff for drinks. Northern Quest Resort and Casino will be reopening its doors next Tuesday. State and local stay-home orders don't apply to the casino because it is owned by the Kalispel tribe, which is a sovereign nation. The resort says enhanced sanitation and procedures and social distancing measures will be enacted. Employees will wear and hand out face masks for visitors. Plexiglass barriers will be installed, and floor markers indicating 6 feet of distancing will be applied. The casino will be open from 10 a.m. through 2 a.m. An outbreak of COVID-19 inside the Spokane Veterans Home has prompted the VA Medical Center to move residents into its hospital. 36 residents and 3 staff members of the Veterans Home were infected. 29 of those vets have been moved to the VA and are now in isolation. The VA says it's also ramped up the number of staff caring for COVID patients. On a given shift, there are typically 2 to 3 providers on the floor, along with 12 nurses. We're told many of those patients are seniors suffering from pre-existing conditions.
We all know that long-term care residents are at significant risk for morbidity and death. If you look at the King County experience, their nursing home suffered roughly 27% mortality and over 50% were hospitalized.
Dr. Fisher, who you just heard from there, says they still don't know what caused the outbreak in the veterans' home, but that treating these patients is now their top priority. Each of them will have to test negative for the virus twice before they can return. The drive-through screening at the Spokane County Fairgrounds was supposed to be closed today, but thanks to support from the National Guard, it will stay open. Health officials had previously announced the site would close and testing would be handled by local healthcare providers instead. Now the site will stay open on a week-by-week basis depending on testing needs. However, you won't be able to be tested there tomorrow. The site will be working on staffing, but will reopen on Monday at 10 o'clock. And we are adding a local coffee shop to the list of hundreds of helpers we've already gathered. Tomorrow you can stop by Indaba Coffee in Kendall Yards to pick up a free drink thanks to an anonymous donation. The coffee shop says someone bought a gift card for $1,000 and it is giving it all back. The cafe will be handing out free coffee tomorrow until all that money is gone. So make sure you stop by early. Indaba opens at 7 a.m. All right, thanks for taking the time to stay informed with us here on 4 News Now, your local coronavirus headquarters. Everybody, stay safe and have a great day.